You no longer fit into my new life.
Clara heard those words inside the luxury car she had helped pay for. Her husband, Renato, didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The contempt came cold and calculated, like someone terminating an expired contract. For years, Clara had been the one supporting the household. She worked double shifts, stayed up late nights, gave up her own dreams so Renato could grow. When no one believed in him, Clara was the one who said, "It's going to work out." She washed clothes at dawn, packed simple lunches for him, prayed in silence. Now, sitting beside him, wearing simple clothes, Clara felt ashamed, not of herself, but of the man he had become. Someone she no longer recognized. Renato parked in front of an expensive restaurant and finished coldly. "You no longer fit into my new life." Days later, the humiliation became public. He showed up with another woman, elegant, well-dressed, perfectly made up. Introduced as someone on my level, Clara was left with a small suitcase and a silence that hurt, more than any scream. She returned to a modest room lent by a friend. She cried what she needed to cry, and then she stood up. There was no revenge, no scandal. There was silence and a decision. For the first time in years, Clara began living for herself. She took courses, reclaimed forgotten skills, accepted jobs she had once turned down to prioritize her husband's dreams. The faith that had always been her anchor now became her direction. While Renato appeared in magazines and social events, Clara rebuilt her dignity away from the spotlight. Small victories began to appear. One project succeeded, then another. She realized that the strength she had used to support a man for years could now support herself and allow her to flourish. Months later, the fall came. Broken contracts, scandals, partners disappearing. Renato learned that success without character cannot last. That was when he came looking for her, tired, worn down, speaking with a humility he never had when he was on top. Clara agreed to see him, not out of longing, but for closure. He apologized, spoke of regret, tried to return, but he faced a woman who no longer needed to prove anything. Clara didn't raise her voice. She simply said, "I helped you when you had nothing. Now I've learned never to abandon myself again." She walked away whole. He was left with the lesson. Clara moved forward, prosperous, at peace, fully aware of her worth. Not every betrayal happens in scarcity. Many happen in success. If you believe that God honors those who remain faithful, write Amen. Follow and share. This story represents many real lives.